The Fitzy and Wippa podcast.
Less than 3 weeks away from the state election, and this man, look at that, he still doesn't have any bags under his eyes.
No, he's fresh as a daisy.
Hey, the campaign is still on. It is our Premier Dominic Perrottet.
Dom! On a day like today, you were just saying off air, you'd like to be down at the outdoor gym in Bondi.
That's
doing
right.
some chin-ups and...
With your new little budgie smugglers.
Oh,
Have you got a pair
yeah,
of
okay,
budgies?
yeah, all right.
I've already worn these. You can have a pair, have a couple of pairs.
The worn ones.
Now,
Yeah, you have the worn
Collector's
ones.
item.
no,
Collector's
do
item.
not wear them. It's a real hard-hitting question to kick it off.
let's
Are
go,
you a
let's go,
board
dude.
short man?
Board
or
shorts.
Always been board shorts?
Yeah.
And below the knees, or you have them above the knees?
Above. Well, that's hard with me because
Yeah.
it's tall.
You would have been.
You can't get board
You would have been
shorts on me.
Okanouis in the 90s. You would have worn. Nah.
Not really.
Not really. No, good. Nice one. Good start.
I think we're running well, aren't we? How's your beautiful wife, Helen? Is she okay? Because
She's doing well.
we saw
She's
she
doing
hurt
well.
herself.
Yeah, it was a bit of a gym accident, but it was a tough few days. But
Right.
she's on. She can't lift very much, but
Right.
but she's going going well.
She's a superhero, your wife.
She is
Unbelievable.
rock star.
Were you just talking before as well that you took one of your daughters into work? Is that correct?
Yeah, Beatrice.
That is. So what do you
So
do?
she didn't have preschool that day, so took her in, and
Awesome.
she had a ball.
Did she sign off on a few tunnels and things? Or?
Yeah, sign up. So we've got some more construction happening out in Western Sydney now. It was really good. I don't know. She signed half the briefs in the car that day. It was
wow.
great.
She got the
Yeah.
job
So I don't know
done.
what's going to happen in the next few weeks, but
Is there any of your children that you look and see leadership that you think could get into politics already, or not really, Dom? You're not looking for that.
I would encourage them not to.
Right, okay.
I would encourage them.
Who's the best public speaker?
Well, Charlotte's the oldest. She's 13. She does debating.
Right.
No, she's
Is she good at it?
very good.
Very good.
Yeah, great third speaker. She would be the most likely, but they're all, the other ones are very young. It's hard to see their potential.
Were you a part of the debating team?
Yeah, I love debating.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah.
Is there one that stands out in your mind? Can you remember what you argued for or against?
Oh, no, just losing a lot. We lost. I always found we lost to all the girls' schools.
Yes.
Did you?
Yeah.
That's okay.
I know.
Maybe you got a bit weak at the knees. You're nervous.
Yeah, I
or
don't know.
Something came over you.
Sorry.
Hey, can I ask, what's been interesting in this race that we see, that we continue to talk about, is the way Chris Minns is happy to come out, and you don't see this often, and say, I really like Dom.
Yeah,
Dom's a good guy.
Do you know what? No, but I do.
I think that's a nice change.
Yeah, it is, and I think you want to go to elections. The people on both. There's good people on all sides of politics, and that's a positive thing. And what I think's positive about this election is that you want to have it on the debate on policy, not getting into the gutter and attacking people. So I think that's a really good change in the debate that we have as we go into an election.
See, from a federal point of view, it's over the last sort of decade, it's been quite evil. Like, the fighting has been full on. I do like the days where, where you do get opposition leaders and a leader together and they put their arm around each other and say, we're here for a reason.
Yeah, well, you get into politics to make a difference,
yes.
not to have a personality fight. Exactly. And when it goes into the gutter like that, I think it's not good at all for politics around the country. So I think what's positive here in New South Wales is that it's a battle of ideas, and that's what it should be.
Would you catch up and have a beer with him?
For sure.
Yeah, at a pub one day.
Yeah, and I've got friends on both sides of politics, and that's a positive thing. And it's not about going personal. It's about, here's my vision for the state. They've got their own one, and people make their own assessments based on that. And ultimately, that's what elections are all about.
Yeah. Is it a technique of his and the Labor Party to not say too much in this election? Because I don't know what they stand for yet in terms of what he's putting forward.
Well, that's a matter for them. I mean, my focus is, dealing with the challenge that we have today, and we know families across the state are doing it tough with rising inflation and interest rates.
There's a bit of panic out there, isn't there?
Well, it's a concern because, we've gone through a difficult time with drought and floods and fires and a pandemic, but families are doing it tough, and we've got a whole range of cost of living measures to help families, including $250 off energy bills.
Yep.
I encourage your listeners, guys, to go on to Service New South Wales, whether it's at Savings Finder, because we've got all these measures there we want people to take up. But at the same time, we've got to build for the future, and my focus is, you don't get into politics to simply be focused on an election. It's about setting up our state for our children and their children and building the metros, the motorways, the schools and hospitals, and setting that vision out. And at the same time, making sure we set up our kids for future financial security.
Just talking about the last decade, I think that's one of the most positive things is the infrastructure. I felt like about 10 years ago, Dom, there was a moment where New South Wales went, you know what, Victoria's starting to come for us and they want our mantle, right, here in Australia. The infrastructure that the Liberals have brought to this city has been unbelievable. And what you're building now, tunnels-wise, hospitals-wise, all that kind of stuff has been unbelievable. But does it also... we don't know what this election's going to do in 3 weeks. How hard would it be for you if you had to walk away and see these projects that you've started then go to under a different leader?
Oh, in terms of go, meaning cancel?
Yeah.
No. Being open?
Yes.
Oh, that doesn't bother me. You're not here for the ribbon cutting. You're here to actually get things done.
Yes.
And, I look at, the other day I flew in, I was up in seeing some, visiting some flood-affected areas up in the Northern Rivers, and I came back and you land at Sydney Airport. Yeah. There's construction there on Gateway, which means very soon families in Western Sydney will be able to travel all the way from Penrith to the airport without one set of traffic lights.
Yeah, awesome.
Got out, drove onto the M4, M8 tunnels, straight out to northwest Sydney, jumped on the metro at Norwest from Rouse Hill.
That project's unbelievable.
And it's just been a game changer, but it doesn't happen overnight, right? Like we came in 2011 into government and started to build things. Yeah. And I don't want that to be at risk. And that's why we've got to keep building the motorways. We've got to keep building the metros. And I know for many, there are challenges when we build these projects. They can cause inconvenience. But ultimately, in 10 or 20 years' time, when people look back, I want to say this was a government that came in and set up our state for success for our children and their children. That's what drives me every day in this job. And then that goes to your point, Fitzy, about personality. It's not about personalities. You're here to make a difference and to ensure that our state's a much better place in a decade to come.
I saw something last night. Channel 9 was running a special on Chris, like who is Chris Minns, and they're going to speak to him, and you get to showcase the family as well. No doubt they're doing the same with you. I remember in the federal election, this was the moment ScoMo pulled out the ukulele. If they're doing the at-home special with you, is there something
I don't
you've
have
planned?
a ukulele. That was probably a bad choice of instrument
Is there something you'd be planning with the kids? Is it a dance routine?
Did you have a party trick back in the day? Like, have you got a... can you dislocate your elbow? Or is there anything that you can do? Or
I'll put the Barbie on.
Any magic
love
trick?
smoking meat.
Yeah, I love a smoke. Yes.
I got this great Komodo.
Do you?
Yeah, Komodo barbecue.
Yeah.
So do a brisket overnight.
Yeah.
So we'll get that out. I've got a pellet barbecue I can control from my phone.
So they go to speak to you and the family, find out the man behind the title,
that's right.
and he's just on his Barbie. Shut up, guys, I'm cooking.
Yeah, I'm busy.
Well,
But I'm used to that, like kids interrupting all the time.
Yeah. Well, it's not over yet. We've got 3 weeks, and Dom will get you on before the election as well. But we might have to get your opposition leader on as well. Yeah, I think just to be fair. Yeah. And then why don't we set up a beer at the end of this election that we all get together and... I'm sorry.
Will you rock up this time?
Well, that's the thing.
Well, I mean, you just never know, right?
Yeah, it's a lot of
all the effort to go out there.
I lost my voice, so I was sick.
Well, what about the pigeon race? I mean, that'll take place in a couple of weeks. We need you in here for the pigeon race. So what we're going to do...
Sorry for asking.
No, I understand. It's your media team panic. So we take some pigeons, right? And we take them, 30 k's away, Tommy? Yeah. And then we have blue pigeons and we have red pigeons.
Can we get the blue ones being the fastest?
Yeah, well, we don't know.
This is the indicator for the election.
Right.
So the pigeon that comes home the first, and they're not painted blue, it's no cruelty, they're just labelled. When that one arrives...
I just want to check that. That's fine.
I could see that.
I need to look after the pigeon.
If you see a blue pigeon, don't stop it into the tracks. Last year we lost 3. I don't know where they went. That's okay. They're feeding out of the fish
Some like red
markets.
pigeon somewhere in Broken Hill, like finding its way home.
Still confused. So then the pigeon, that's our indicator of how the election will go, based on the pigeon that arrives back here at the studio.
Do you know what,
the homing
Dom?
pigeons.
Because you're the premier, you'll get to choose.
Right.
You get to choose what pigeon you would
What
like
am I?
to race.
What am I looking for?
Well,
in a
there's,
pigeon?
there's some
question.
great names, mate. They take this so seriously, and pigeon owners are really into this. So it is full on.
Mm-hmm.
But they can let them out anywhere, and they know how to get back to base. It's crazy.
So where are these pigeons getting released from?
Actually, we let them go here, don't we? They fly that way. I got it wrong. We
So-
let them go on the balcony here.
Right, so they fly away,
yep.
and then it's the first one back.
And they find base. Yeah, they go back to home.
They go back to home. So Barry Ballbag, he's got them out there.
No, that's
And
not
they-
his name.
They're going to land in his yard. He's going to be on the phone and go, I got a
How
blue one.
long does it take?
Well,
It's going to take about half an hour.
Yeah.
It's pretty quick, but they're currently in training already.
What do you mean training?
Can I go and view some of the training and just get a sense of like which pigeon?
Yeah, go the one in the lycra.
don't know if you want to go out to these people's houses.
I'll get out
Are
alive.
we sure these pigeons are okay?
Yeah.
It's hard to say. Don't worry about
and
that.
then
bit,
the
Dom.
pigeons get to vote on March 25.
Thank you for coming in,
This
mate.
is great.
You've
This will really turn the election, I think.
What are you doing
this
today?
event.
Run us through what.
Going out to the northern beaches
Yep.
and
Getting some sun.
yeah, it's great. Oh, how good's this?
Going to the beach,
38 degrees.
Yeah, it's just taking the arvo off.
wearing Fitzy and Wippa's budgie.
Yeah, why not?
Going to Avalon.
Whippers used ones, great.
You're a good man for coming on. Thanks
Thanks,
buddy.
guys.
Good to see you.
You're listening to the Fitzy and Wippa podcast.